I'm going to be painting for you today a beautiful atmospheric semi-abstract seascape. I'm going to be using lots and lots of different techniques. I will be using the spraying and spritzer technique. I will be spattering with white paint. I'm going to be using salt, a pipette, and using a plastic card to paint on with and also to scrape off with. I'm going to be using some gold alcohol ink just to create a little bit of sparkle at the end of the painting. I'd love you to join me on my journey and feel inspired to have a go at this wonderful technique. I just wanted to show you, this was a painting, it's an acrylic painting. This is what inspired me to paint this watercolour. This is something I painted a couple of years ago, and it's on a photograph that I took in Tenerife, which I will have on the video. You can see the photograph. But I'm going to be doing similar things. It won't be in portrait mode, but I'll be doing similar things with the background here, the light, these turquoises in the foreground here with all the grasses. Because it's landscape, I won't have as much grasses, but I hope you enjoy it. Let's get started. I'm using a variety of colours, as you can see here. I've got phthalo turquoise, Hematite violet genuine, that is a mouthful. These are both Daniel Smith watercolours. I'm also using M. Graham's Quinacridone rust. I must get some more of this. Quinacridone gold by Winsor Newton, Manganese blue, French ultramarine, and some Prussian blue. I'm using plastic card, a lot of plastic card, a lot of spraying. I'm going to use one of these little wooden pegs as well, and I'm going to use some salt. I'm going to use my palette knife, might use my twig. This is alcohol inks, and I just want to use the gold. It has a lovely effect. You don't have to use this. You could just drop in gold ink or just some yellow paint, but I just thought I'd try it just at the end of the painting. The other thing I'm going to use possibly is some white gouache, but you could use, and I'm going to use some salt as well. So I'm going to use my size 14 black velvet silver brush as well, because I just love using it at the moment. So I'm going to use that, but any large brush will do. See, but basically this is going to be a very, very loose demonstration, and I hope you're going to enjoy it. So what are the benefits of this style of painting? And one of the main benefits is it's good fun to do. It's so creative. You can really express yourself, and no one can say if it's right or wrong. It's semi-abstract, but it's just so freeing up, and you really learn a lot about watercolour doing this as well. And so I'm going to start off with my plastic card, and I'm going to dip it into a little bit of Quinacridone gold, a little bit of the manganese blue, just sort of, and I'm just going to start. It's quite a high horizon, so I just want to make some marks in there. So there's nothing too scary about this, is there? You're just making some marks in that horizon there, and I'm going to give that a little spray. Now, you don't have to do it this way. It's just a way of doing it. There's no formula to this. This is just good fun. I'm going to go into a little bit of that phthalo turquoise now. And let's get a little bit of that on there as well. That's quite a yummy colour. Look at that. It's just nice just watching what happens when it hits a little bit of water. It's just gorgeous. Isn't that lovely? Just watching that move, it's just so nice. And I've just left a little bit of a drier bit down here as well. Just seeing what happens and just enjoying it. That's the important thing here, just enjoying it. It's really, really lovely. What I'm going to do now is get my brush, just rinsing it, making sure it's nice and clean. Well, it wasn't very clean. And I'm just going to paint a little bit down here, and look, it catches. Isn't it lovely the way it catches? But I want to leave some bits that is sort of just dry. But I just wanted to use a little bit of the manganese blue with the ultramarine, a bit more manganese actually, just so you've got this lovely colour here. Just sort of let that drift into there. Drift into there. There's something very pure about that. Look at the way that's just run down. It's very, very pure and very beautiful. And I'm just going to wet the sky area now, nice and simply. Just wet that. I don't want to touch this area. If it runs up, that's fine. My intention is not to touch it, but it's fine if it does. So I'm going to mix up a little bit of ultramarine with the quinacridone rust, just to make a bit of a greyish sky. Just going to put a little bit more ultramarine there, just to blue it up a little bit more. You can see I don't like to touch my watercolours too much. I find the more you touch watercolours, the muddier they get. So I'm just sort of doing something there. This is not on a tilt, and what I think I might do is just put it on a little tilt. I was using my salt for that, just so the sky sort of behaves itself. I might give that a little spray here and a little spray there, just to see what happens. There and there. Ooh. And a little spray there, just to see what happens. It's just lovely, just to kind of experiment. So I've got this lovely Prussian blue here. I'm just going to bring that down just about here. There. And I'm going to use this. This is the sort of the little wooden pegs, what you get on the back of canvases to help stretch them. But I never use them for that. I always use them for painting, either in acrylics or in watercolour painting. And they're just great fun. So what I'm doing now is I've just got some quinacridone gold of the Prussian blue and the Hematite genuine. That's such a mouthful. See where it's had the gum arabic there? It's creating some nice, interesting effects. So I'm just sort of kind of scrubbing on, creating some rocks. Such good fun. Now I'm getting a little bit of the quinacridone rust there. I'll give it another little spray just to get things moving a little, just here and there. I love the way that just sort of, it's like the seas coming through the rocks actually, so that's quite nice. So it's just to get things moving and just to see what happens. And I'm just going to put a little bit more of that colour there. Now I'm working on hot press paper. I find it's best with this technique. Certainly you could use not surface as well, but I find the rough, when you scrub on like this, it's very difficult to move the paint afterwards, and it doesn't really work that well. So it's just me, maybe it's just me, but I just find I just prefer hot pressed. You can do more to it. So I'm just going to put a bit of Prussian here. Prussian's such a bossy colour. So let's get some Prussian. Let's get a little bit more of that rust. And what I'm going to do now is get a little bit of the phthalo turquoise. Now that's possibly one of the most beautiful colours in the world. Well, for me at the moment anyway. But what I might do is put a little bit of manganese blue. Nothing registered there. Let's get a little bit of manganese. It's a lovely palish blue. Look at that. Isn't that a pretty colour? And just let that sort of do its thing. Let it run down and do its thing. And what I'm going to do now, because it's all the grasses and more rocks in the foreground, and I find that these colours aren't giving me enough darks. So what I'm going to go for is I'm going to use a little bit of ivory black. But you could use Payne's grey, or you could use any colour really. I'm going to go back to my card here. Let's get some of this black. Let's get a little bit of the quinacridone gold, and let's just put some of those colours just in the foreground there. So pretty, lovely. Just sort of creating some really nice effects. So it's quite nice, isn't it? Just sort of, I'm so tempted to start pulling out grasses, but I'm going to hold back, keep pasting this on. It's like tiling. It's kind of, it's lovely and smooth doing this. So yeah, lovely. So I'm going to let that sort of dry off a tiny bit. I might give it a little spray as well. It's lovely actually, because the black and the quinacridone gold are making a gorgeous green. So I'm just going to let that run the other way for a tiny bit, just to see what happens. It's all experimenting this, just enjoy it. I mean, just enjoy the lovely colours that you get as well. And the accidental yumminess of it all. And I'm just going to give that a tiny spray just there. You almost, it's again like, it's like traditional watercolour painting this. It really is less is more. You don't want to do too much. You overdo it and then you lose the painting. So I'm just going to give that a little wipe there, just to let that, get rid of that puddle there. Get rid of that one there as well. So I'm using my twig. I'm getting a little bit of Prussian blue and black on there. I'm going back up to this horizon here, get a bit more black. I'm just putting some marks in there just to break that up a bit, just to see what happens there. A bit more black. It's a little bit like that in my painting. I quite liked the marks that I did in my painting. I did the painting just after I got back from my holiday a couple of years ago. I was really pleased with it. So what I'm going to use now is my pipette, which I failed to mention at the beginning, but yes, I'm using a pipette, and just letting it all run down, just see what happens. Just tilt it that way a little bit more, and it sort of creates some nice excitement. You can see why we need the lots of kitchen towel. What this sort of technique can teach you as well is not to mess too much with your watercolours. I just want to give that a little spray here. Spray that away. There we are. So what I was going to do at this stage was put a little bit of salt on, which is underneath here. I just want to put it here and there just to see what happens, and then let it dry then as well, just to give it a finish it off for good. But I'm just putting the salt in the foreground there, and what I'm going to do is I want to sort of show some of these grasses coming through, so I'm just using my twig just to kind of, just to show a few of the grasses in the foreground there. You can also, with your plastic card, lift off some grasses, and it pulls off the paint. If the paint's not too wet, it'll pull off the paint, but if the paint's quite wet, you can scratch into it as well, so it creates, you've got a double effect there. And you can also pull out a few little rocks here and there. Might be a bit dry in places, but not to worry. Let's get rid of that. Such fun to do, really is. Just going to pull out a few rocks here. Not too much. Remember that less is more. When it looks good, let it dry. So I'm going to let that dry with the salt, and let's just see what we get. So I've given my painting a really good blow dry, and I've changed my water. And what I really like, and I don't know if it comes off on camera, but there's some beautiful, oh, stunning little effects here and there. There's so many nice things going on in this painting. So I'm hoping to pull it all together now. So let's just see how we go. So the first things first, I'm going to use a little bit of white paint. This is what I did in my acrylic painting. So I'm just going to squeeze a little bit of the white paint out. I do like the effects of what white does. So I'm just going to sort of scrape this in here a little bit, just sort of gently. I'm just using it straight from the tube as well, and just getting some marks in here so it just looks like light in the water. So just putting that along there like that, just sort of scratch. The thing is, it's smooth paper, so you're not getting the texture that you would if it was a rougher paper, but that's okay. I'll do my best. But and I'll just do some marks like that as well, just printing like that. So we've got lots of marks. I'm just going to pop a little bit in here just to break that area up there, just a touch. And what I might do now is just give that a little spray, just to soften a little bit, just to move things a tiny bit. It just, I don't want to do too much. It's looking quite nice, and I'm just going to tilt it this way as well, just a little. I don't want to put, I'm glazing with this white rather than painting over the top sort of thing, so it's a lovely glaze and it just softens a little there. That's quite nice. That's kind of what I was looking for, you know, with that lovely light there. I was going to get rid of, with the white, a little bit, just that in the sky there, just get rid of that. So this is the alcohol ink. What I'll do here is I'm just going to drop a little bit on there, and I will cover my background. Now the trouble is they do evaporate and dry very quickly, so I might not be able to. That's just so lovely though, and just get a little bit more of that before it dries. I might have to put a little bit more on there very quickly and get that on the painting. But remember, you can use yellow ochre mixed with perhaps a little bit of white, but I just love the little bit of the shimmer of the gold. Is really pretty. So let's just see if I can just, before it all, yeah, it's almost dried. I'll give that a little rinse. I will try to retrieve that because it's dried on the brush, so it's not, don't use your good sable brushes, maybe use something like this, or you use the knife to spatter like that would be better. So there we are, lesson learnt. Yeah, that's quite nice actually, using the palette knife as well, something springy. Okay. In case you're worried, I managed to kind of rescue the brush. I just used some ordinary washing up liquid and it's back to okay, but I don't do that. Just use the palette knife or something to flick it. There we are, but isn't that lovely? So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to do the same thing with the white paint. I just want to do a little bit of spattering. Just going to make a little puddle of white. This is going to be my last stage. Just going to make it a little bit watery so it moves a bit. Otherwise it just goes out in thick blobs. Just want to get, there we are, lovely. This ball brush is going through it today. Just a touch more, just around here, just to really make that kind of very light there. And then just a touch there. I just blob that off a bit. I might even just give that a little spray with my spritzer bottle. Yeah, that's better, just to kind of get it moving a little. Maybe just spray it that way again, just to soften it. That's it. I'm leaving it there, and I'm just going to, as I say, the big reveal. I love having a lovely white border because it just finishes off. You can see it's bled a little bit there. That's fine, because if I'm happy with it, if I'm really happy with the painting, I would frame it and, you know, mount it and frame it. So, but I am actually really happy with this, really pleased, really atmospheric, and it kind of reminds me of my trip to Tenerife as well. So I've got that little memory there. So I hope you enjoyed that video as much as I loved painting it. And this is the finished painting. As you can see, I've got this lovely background here with the light on the water, with all the lovely salt and texture and spattering, and in a certain light you can see that shimmer of the gold as well. So I really hope you've enjoyed it and you've learned something, and that it's inspired you to have a go. If you would like to support the content that I create here on YouTube and learn even more about watercolour, getting access to my exclusive tutorials and line drawings, why not think about joining my Patreon membership? Please see the description below for more details. You can cancel anytime. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.